What are we talking about?
This month in comics. This is Comic Burrito. I'm Todd.
I'm Cole.
I'm Nick.
I'm delayed.
For those who have watched some of our episodes, this is a spicy burrito episode.
Yeah, spicy burrito. Because we're going to talk about this month in comics, which is always hot.
Is it?
So what have you guys been reading? I'm trying to go off poll list.
Okay.
My easy one, which I'll get out of the way, East of West happened to me in the last month, and holy poop, we already had that episode. Maybe it's aired, maybe it hasn't, but like that was a big part of my month. The fact that like I read all of that in a couple of days, which it was 2 of the last 30 days.
Yeah,
it reminds me of my
did it affect me?
My
like,
Justice League run.
Yes, exactly.
Pretty close.
It didn't even make your top 3 of the month.
Pretty close.
Well, because we kind of talked about it.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But East of West was my easy first one. Loved it. Amazing. Go out and buy it. Get everything for it. Easy recommendation. So I'm going to pass along to these guys now because I had an easy one.
I did one very similar to him, and it's Williamson's run on Nailbiter, and I think it's a good thing because probably by the time this airs, he's restarting it. It's 30 issues of Nailbiter, but there's one crossover issue with Hack slash, but there's a slash there. But
Hack slash.
It's a good book. It's mostly just like it's about a town that breeds serial killers. So if you like crime stuff, it's really good in that respect. It's definitely an older book, but there's 31 issues out there. Sorry about the episode.
31 episodes.
But yeah, highly recommend. I spent a while reading that.
Awesome.
So you read a lot of Williamson then, because if you read
and all the Flash,
you
It's
caught
a
up
big
on that.
Williamson month.
That's not a bad month.
Could be a worse month.
Could be a worse month. I finished The Woods.
Yeah.
You read The Woods too, didn't you? Are you not?
Just move along.
You're moving.
You just talk about your month. Did you not say Woods in the last one? I'm pretty sure you said Woods in the last one. So
I was only halfway through it. Now I'm done.
Yeah, you can still. You read them both.
It was a big thing that I read.
Who wrote that?
This
Tinian.
Tynan.
Tynan.
I still think it's Tinian. I think that person might be.
He started the new name of his email
Tiny Onion
thing is Tiny Onion,
which sounds more like Tinian.
It does.
But
The Woods is really good, and I had like my normal polls that were really good. I didn't really read a whole lot. So I read some Manhattan Projects, and it kind of burned me out a little.
Sure.
Their first 4 of those.
Who wrote that?
Who wrote what?
Manhattan Project.
Hickman.
Yeah, he did. What is it?
What is it?
How do you what's the synopsis of
Amazing.
that book?
Dude, like I said, I think I crammed it in with too much other stuff, and I need to reread it for sure.
Einstein's in it, right?
Yeah.
Einstein is in it.
It's like historical fiction.
Yeah, it's really weird, and then you'll read a whole thing, and then it's like it was all.
Spoiler alert!
I'm gonna put a cut here, probably, or a bleep.
It's very good. I think it's a little beyond
you.
At least for what I like to read.
What's
I think
your
it's just a
quote
little
from
much.
before? I might be too dumb to read. Is it Hickman?
It might be.
Was it
Hickman?
I'm too dumb to read Hickman.
It was when we were talking about East of West, and it's probably on an issue that we didn't post.
Yeah, it was East of West because you were like, I thought it ended on volume 9,
and I'm
like, maybe I'm
just too dumb to get it. Maybe I am. Maybe I am.
You're not. There's 3 other issues.
And no, but even then, Todd was like, "This is in the last episode. Oh, this is your fault. This is your fault." And don't tell my
small
all the time before. You even said that it's probably the most accessible Hickman.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
X-Men has some weird stuff in the middle that you're getting slight prose, but I think X-Men is also slightly accessible.
I liked it. I enjoyed parts of it.
Are you talking about
House and Powers?
I do not think that's accessible in the least.
I would assume that maybe this is hey, you want X-Men? Get it. There's a lot of prose, so if you don't like prose...
not how I would start somebody off with X-Men.
the thing.
But we're not talking about homework today.
No.
We're talking about this month of comics. So yours is Woods and Manhattan Project?
That's a lot of what I read.
Okay.
The Woods I really liked. Manhattan Project I also really liked, but it
My second is The Woods.
Who wrote that?
I don't know, was it King?
Yeah.
I don't know. It went right over my head.
The Woods? Really? Oh,
No.
sorry. I thought it was a joke. Sorry, I didn't know.
Did you finish it?
So The Woods would be on this. I've read volumes 1 through 3. And I am very much enjoying it. I'm very hooked. I'm very excited. I've been reading my, just to stay current on things, but The Woods is constantly in my, continue reading section. I really like it. It's really interesting. The art is really cool. It's not earth-shattering or this, brand new style, but it really fits really well within this world. It's very clean, but good at looking dirty when it needs to be. I don't know. It's really hard to peg. It's very bold, and it's very there's a lot of thick lines, and it's very obvious. There's no ambiguity with it, and I really enjoy it.
In palette, it reminds me of Paper Girls.
Yeah, totally.
A lot. When for that just kind of glow that's coming, that
color that's coming
that glow that's coming off the pages.
They're not afraid to use color. They're not afraid to
very familiar to
have some pops in it. It's great. So yeah, I've been really enjoying The Woods.
That you turn the page
and that is a direct Nick recommendation. Tiny Onion. I really like it. It was really good. I'm very excited to finish it.
It gets really good.
I am 100% sure, unless I drop dead, that it will be done by next month.
Nice.
Because I'm definitely in it. I've only been
East of West.
I'm 3 volumes in, and I've been reading it for less than a week.
Yeah, it's
cool.
So
I've got
I'm really into
first one being checked out of the library. So.
Nice. So East of West and The Woods.
My next will be Ogres. It's by Source Point Press, which is a Michigan-based comic company. We're out of Michigan, if you didn't know. It's written by Bob, I think it's pronounced Saley, and Sean Daly does the art.
Right. And I keep seeing Facebook posts about the sequel, and I feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah, I've been pulling this, and I left 3 and 4. I read the first trade all throughout, and it read so much better, and I read issue 1 and 2, and I wasn't as into it, but when I read them together, it's definitely great. I've read a good amount of Source Point Press. I think this one has the best art. It's cartoony art, and I think that's what it's meant to be, and it's really good. I like the story. It's kind of high fantasy. Obviously, it's called Ogres. It's about a group of ogres that are running around with other people, and there's a lot of other stuff. It's highly recommended.
It sounds nice.
I mean, the first. I think you guys.
It sounds great. I really want to buy it.
It's not a book you should start with because you should read Ogre first.
Well,
which is the first.
I want to get Ogre.
These characters were 3 side characters that in the original book they just run into, and now it's their story quest. I think they might be doing more of this. I'm not 100% sure, but it's pretty good, and it's a local company, so I'm definitely into that. So.
Support your local indie publisher.
Yeah. Unless you're not from here, then support our local.
Well, support ours while supporting your own local.
But they do have a lot of other people
They have a ton.
Write for it. Like there's we've talked about that tattoo art book. The writer of that I think lives in Boston.
Yep.
I mean, the artist is
from
in
a lot of different places.
And there's I think what's the other book that they did that was big? Drop Dead Kids. I think that guy lives in California. I could be wrong. I know that he's into the 49ers, so I follow him on Facebook, so I know he posts those things. But
shout out to Nora is from Source Point.
Oh yeah, that was a good book too.
I love Nora.
Nick, do you have a third book?
We gotta start all over.
Now for the striptease portion, when he reveals his third book,
Todd's gonna put in like all these fog machine effects and like laser lights.
It's pretty much
music.
Gonna be like when John Morrison comes out.
Oh man, so many references. No, I might just put the bat nipples on him.
Yeah.
Because you're Batman. You just need nipples. I'm really gonna just put normal nipples on you.
Just regular, just big old nipples, or just
nipples. I'll make sure they're man nipples.
I also read or have started to read through Mark Waid's Flash Run.
That is a throwback.
It's really good.
What do you know when that was released?
I don't know if anyone has ever mentioned that this arc, this author in this book it's pretty good.
Oh, really?
Mark Waid. Mark Waid's Flash.
Has he done? Is he important? Is he new? Is this a brand new run that's come out?
No, but I feel like a lot of people probably haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
So
that sounds
public service announcement. Check it out.
It's weird because I feel like I've read a lot of Flash. And I've never heard of this guy.
It's really good. I have been staying up way too late. Like it's already getting late for me.
Are you a Nick at Night?
No, not anymore. And I'll probably read like 2 issues when I get home.
Nice.
And then awesome. Tomorrow I'll be like, oh God, why?
It's been years since I've read it, which is weird since it's a brand new book that it's been years since I've read it.
I know, right?
But I went through it and it is solid. There is a reason. It is a foundation piece for a reason. Like, it's a thing.
A lot of stuff is making sense now.
That's awesome.
So it's cool. I forget what issue I'm at, but I don't know how long it is either. Nice.
Well, you got a third?
My third one is also pretty easy because I ran through the entire run of it, and then its sequel, Descender and Ascender. I went through all of Descender and Ascender this past month, which is why The Woods
isn't finished
because it's what started. I started The Woods after I stopped doing a Descender Ascender. Descender. It's Descender, man.
I'm not good with robots. Would I like this?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And what's funny is I literally tried. I bit my tongue when you mentioned that because I was going to bring up but how do you like Descender if you're not? And I'm like, oh, he doesn't know if he likes Descender yet.
I've read the first 2 volumes.
That's crazy that didn't keep you going.
Well, it was right when my daughter was born. So it was that kind of point where you're kind of can read, but then it's baby's crying, and also I need sleep.
My kid.
So your kid versus comic books.
I've been pulling Ascender.
Oh, well, we see what your priorities are. So you have been voted off the island.
Cares about his kids.
Where's
but did you like the first 2? Where were you at the?
I liked them.
It's hard for me to talk about.
It was just weird where I didn't
story.
have it. It's. I mean, obviously you meet the main. What is it? Tim 23.
22.
22. Okay. I think there is a
21. Tim 21.
Well, you meet
21 and 22.
The other one. Yeah.
It's Tim 21 and 22. But I only just read it all, and
chances are.
Whoa. So yeah, I very much enjoyed it. I think that, and I discussed this with Nick because Nick was like, "You cray," but it was the only part that was hard for me was the art is beyond good. It is some of the win. It is some of the best art that has ever graced a comic book. It is fantastic. It's beautiful. It's ephemeral. The way that it uses complexity and then minimalism is
it's watercolor.
Amazing. It's watercolor.
It's watercolor.
With
pencil or ink.
Inks.
With inks and then
it
watercolor.
Still has inks and then watercolor. Yeah. It's some of the best art. So I'm trying to undercut what I'm about to say. The art was too much for me. 30-some issues of Descender, 32 issues of Descender, and then 9 issues of Ascender.
So far, but I read that
it'll probably
be equal, I'm assuming.
Yes. At some point it'll be equal, but I read 40-some issues of this art style. It's just a little bit much. It's so good that it's almost detracts from me being able to binge it. It makes me really regret not getting just a dose of it a week because I got so into the story. I wanted to keep going.
I think it's a harder binge,
but it is fantastic and it's beautiful. But I almost got numb to it because of what it was, and I think that's a shame. I'm really excited to try to go back through it in a slower pace and really get to like just enjoy and then go to something else. But in a binge, it's just this blur of just this beautiful colors going through, and I'm just like kind of just shotgunning through it, and I think that's a shame because it deserves its time panel per panel, because you can see the effort and the talent that is put into literally every panel on the page, and it's almost just a travesty that I'm just like churning through it to go to the next one, and it's just too bad because it's, oh my goodness, it's some of the best art.
I've only read it once, and like when I finished that, it was like I can like it's in my top 4 like preemptively, because I know it's one of those that I'll be able to just go back and just like keep going through it.
Yeah.
The more and I want to, it's just I don't know if I want to do it on digital or if I want to do it on.
No, I get that.
And do we mention this, Jeff Lemire?
Yeah, it's Lemire.
It's
Lemire win.
It's also, was it my first Lemire? It
seems like a weird first, but not necessarily. It's good.
It might be. I got the singles from my little brother. He was like, I got a bunch of comics I don't want anymore.
They just came over.
And he gave me like a short box, half or 3/4 full, and it was Descender like issues. Is it 32?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was Descender issues 1 through 29.
So close.
Well, you only had to get
So
2
close.
issues, so it's not that
But
bad.
I called around and Vault had
they're pretty
the finishing issues, so I went down and grabbed it, and so I read them through on singles too, which maybe helped me better with the art that I had that timeout.
I read it digitally, so yeah.
Maybe I don't know, because I never really got that. I just kept.
But the story's fantastic.
Oh, it's really good.
It's well
really
written, and
it's supposedly
it's maybe one of the best combos of artists and writers that you could ask for. It's top 25 for me.
Combo.
Yeah.
Supposedly, it's supposed to be being made into a show or movie. But it's like it started in like 2016 or something, and like
it's one of those things where it's like
somebody owns the rights to it.
No.
But
Yeah.
they're still
I think we talked about
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like that.
So Descender, Ascender, a huge recommendation. I loved it. I would just take it slow and enjoy the ride, because that art deserves to be appreciated.
My third is King of Nowhere. The writer is W. Maxwell Prince, and the artist is Tyler Jenkins. I think Prince wrote Ice Cream Man. Right?
Writer of Ice Cream Man.
Jenkins did the art of Grass Kings, which I love. Matt Kent. He's one of my like top 10 writers, and like I love Grass King, and it's really I love this book. The art is very weird. It's kind of this weird dreamy like book. It's only 1 issue in, so go out and find us by Boom Studio. It's really dreamy, and it's like it's weird because like Grass Kings is it's similar to watercolor stuff. This one is also watercolory, but it's like it's weird because it's like it kind of fits to this story better because it's dreamy, and it's just like there's a lot of this like what you hate about Tom King. He's doing in these weird like splash panels where you're almost reading like this a little bit, where you're not just going like this, you know, like it's kind of swerving around and you're getting a little. I mean, you read it too, right? Like there's a lot. Would you agree? There's a lot of that like weird,
like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Yeah. It was very trippy, and I'm very excited for it.
Well, and the whole thing is the main character is saying throughout this book, like, "Am I tripping?"
He thinks he's tripping.
I do not like you comparing this to Tom King, because are you saying it's the opposite of Tom King?
Yeah, I'm saying it's the opposite.
Thank goodness.
Well, you're saying you hate it.
I was like,
I'm saying it's like wavy.
Hot take,
I'm like, it couldn't be farther from the truth. And you know what I really love? I love this book because it's different, and I like to be challenged as a reader, and I love that.
Yeah.
They're using the format to mess with you,
but it's not.
Adore that.
It's not like in a very positive point for it. It's not hard to read because there are books like that where I get lost in panels.
It begs you to go in a certain direction.
It makes you flow different than you should, but it's very easy to follow the flow.
Because it doesn't have to just be A to B to C.
And I'm not saying that like. I'm saying this is the exact opposite.
How it's laid out can make you naturally read that way, and it does it so well.
But there are a lot of books that do it not well.
Yeah, no, agreed. There's people who don't handle it well. This does it very well.
And when I started flipping through the book, I'll admit that I wasn't sold immediately, but when I got to that end, I was hooked. And I'm just saying, since we've all seen it, the finish to that book, that is something that I weirdly get scared about all the time.
Interesting.
Because if you read it, there is something that is used as a weapon that isn't a weapon.
Okay.
Normally.
Should we do a spoiler alert and just be like, skip ahead 15 seconds? If you want?
Okay. Wait 15 seconds if you want to, like...
Just go boop, boop,
yeah.
on it.
But do it now.
He uses a nail gun. And also, the only thing that gets weird is why doesn't he touch the safety feature? That's the one thing I noticed, but it's so like I get scared when my friend is holding one of those.
I love it.
It's totally.
Thanks for coming back to us. It wasn't really worth the skip. I like that's one of your big fears, though.
Well, so I was working in my house with a friend, and we were using one of this tool, and he kept like waving it around, and he's like, "Oh, there's a safety on."
Yeah, you can't do it.
But like that guy doesn't ever push the safety. So,
yeah, because
I mean,
there's a safety mechanism on the front of it that if it's not depressed, it won't go off.
And he doesn't depress it on anything.
It's almost like maybe it's not a real
I get it.
one of those, and it's like a.
Well, thanks for watching.
We all recommend this book.
Talking about a screwdriver?
Yes. We all love King of Nowhere, right?
Yeah.
I did. I
really Is this a 3 for 3? Like, check it out.
Yeah, it's
I reluctantly was like, give me the comic.
I wasn't going to get it until you told me who the author was and who the artist was.
Well, that's why I noticed it.
So I was like,
oh, you said, well,
this is your fault. This is incorrect. He only got it because he was like, if they have this specific cover, I will get it.
Yeah,
and if they don't have this specific cover, I'm going to skip it. And he showed up, and it was on the bottom of the stack that had the cover.
Oh, you're going to... No, he had
I get to not edit this in because he's just going to show it.
Bam. I said,
that is a sweet cover.
If they got that cover,
I've never seen
I will
that.
buy it.
Can I actually look at that?
That was cover B. No.
Are you the audience?
No.
Watch the episode then. Get us a view.
We can get his first reaction to cover B.
I like it. One book we never talked about.
This is why he bought it.
I already got the main one. It's fine.
You can go get
We didn't talk about Strange Adventures, but it's still also good.
None of us picked it. That was 3 for 3.
I assumed I was going to, but I read that book. I literally read that book today, and I audibled it out of
Strange Adventures is already overrated.
I audibled it out for
Here we go.
It's Mr. Miracle all over again. It was a good book.
I got, though.
People need to stop freaking out. Yes, we all need to stop freaking about Strange Adventures.
You know when he says,
"Oh my God,
hi, I'm Adam.
Yeah.
Thanks for reading my book."
Yes.
That is how Tom King sounds autographed.
I'm
He's a great guy. Thanks for watching the Comic Burrito. This guy's.
I'm Todd.
I'm Cole.
I'm Nick.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching. Do the things with your friends and smash your friends. Smash your friends and like the comment.
I told you I'd run into one of these pictures.
What was your favorite book of this one?
God. We can't do an outro. What's your monthly reads? Subscribe to your friends and smash
and who's your favorite Finn
share
Balor?
Button. And who's your favorite Finn Balor? God.
What?
He threw a wrestling reference right at the end.
Damn it, man.
Just cut.
All right.
It wasn't actually me having pooping issues. Hey, Nick. Why did the chicken cross the road?
No, it's in the book.
I was gonna try.
We all read it,
I was gonna try and do that live.
I don't know. I don't remember why, but
why
to get to the moron.
To get to the moron's house.
Knock knock.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
The chicken.
The chicken.
Yeah.
And then he hit me so hard.